Donald Trump has tweeted that windmills should be torn down. Here's a tweet from Donald Trump the other day. Windmills are an economic and environmental disaster. I don't want even one built during my administration. The thousands of dead and broken ones should be ripped down ASAP. Most expensive energy only work with massive government subsidies, which we will no longer pay. Now, you can't get any clearer than that. All of those windmills out off the beautiful, pristine Australian coastlines, places like Port Stephens, elsewhere, Donald Trump would be having those things not happening in the first place or tearing them down if they were already there. That's the sort of leadership we need here. Net zero is a con, James.
Well, yeah, and these windmills, I just looked at the national energy market just now. Right now, wind is providing a total of 14% of the national energy market's electricity. Coal is still providing around 60, especially when you add in the gas to that as well. So good old fossil fuels are getting it done, keeping your TV on this morning here, watching this here, while these windmills, the only reason that they survive or that they can be built at all is because, number one, massive subsidies, and It's not just subsidies, but the market is rigged so that people who operate these wind farms can never lose money. Also, beyond that, they're environmental disasters. We've seen the environmental impact statements for the wind farms in places like Queensland. Tear down the rainforest, kill the koalas with hammers.
Exactly.
That's what they say, so that we can get our clean energy. And each one of these things takes up a huge amount of concrete and everything else. You see these abominations everywhere you drive in Australia. You see them when you drive down towards Canberra, these huge, disgusting wind turbines. They just spoil the view.
George.
They're horrendous around Lake George, up towards Crookwell, everywhere across this country. They're just an entire fad, and they're visual pollution. They don't actually do anything to save the environment. In many cases, they hurt the environment.
Caroline, I want to move on from that to another point, which is that Donald Trump is now in the White House, the leader of the free world. He's going against net zero. He's going pull out of Paris. The whole agenda is going to change. The American economy, the most powerful economy in the world, this time round, Trump ain't messing around. He's going to put an end to the climate hysteria and the climate con. So my question to you, Caroline, is what should the coalition be doing, or what should the Australian government be doing? Should we be following America, or should we be going in the opposite direction?
I think you know how I'm going to answer that question. Of course we have to, because if Trump pulls out of the Paris Agreement, if we he abandons all this crazy climate change promises, we're going to be left virtually on our own with a bunch of other small countries subsidizing it, spending billions of dollars on this craziness that isn't going to give Australians reliable energy, that isn't going to make use of the abundant resources that we have in our country. And for what?
Beyond that, this is the thing I think that everybody needs to be rational about here. Everybody on the left claims to own science, and they say, oh, we own science and all this, and we need to take this action. This is a magical thinking delusion that anything Australia does in terms of how Australia sources its energy will do anything to change the temperature, reduce the risk of bushfires, reduce the risk of flooding, reduce anything. If you believe in the climate narrative, all of your opprobrium should be directed at one place, Beijing, because China, the Chinese Communist Party regime has emitted in the past few decades more carbon than the entire industrial revolution. So if you've got a beef, it's with them. We in Australia, we would like our living standards. Thank you very much.